Ever found yourself lost for words in a conversation? You're not alone. Many of us have been there. But what if I told you there's a way to not only navigate conversations confidently, but also enjoy them? Yes, it's possible. And it's all thanks to the Stoics, ancient philosophers who studied the art of conversation. In this video, we'll discover how to talk to anyone leveraging proven Stoic techniques. And before we begin, subscribe to Stoic Vogue for your daily dose of life-changing lessons. Number 1. Embrace the power of silence. The first Stoic technique is to embrace silence, a powerful tool often undervalued in conversations. Here's how you can use it. Listen more, speak less. The Stoics believed in the power of silence. They knew that sometimes the most meaningful conversations are those where we listen more than we speak. This doesn't mean you should be silent all the time. Just know when to hold back and let the other person share their thoughts. It's okay to pause and think before you respond. In fact, it is a sign of respect towards the person you are conversing with. It shows that you are giving their words due consideration. So next time you're in a conversation, remember, take a moment, breathe, and then respond. In other words, let silence do the talking. Next up, use silence to control the pace. Silence allows you to slow down the conversation and control its pace. This can be immensely helpful when you're discussing something complex or sensitive. It gives both you and the other person time to process the information and respond thoughtfully. Remember, mastering the art of silence doesn't mean avoiding speaking. It's about finding the balance between speaking and listening, a key aspect of how to talk to anyone with Stoic techniques. So the next time you find yourself in a conversation, don't rush to fill the silence. Embrace it. You might be surprised at how powerful it can be. Stay tuned for more. Number 2, listen actively for better understanding. Active listening is the cornerstone of effective communication. It's not just about hearing words, but understanding the message behind them. Here are a few tips to help you sharpen your listening skills. Stay in the moment. Keep your focus on the speaker. It's easy to let your mind wander, but remember, this conversation is not about you. It's about them. Let the speaker guide the conversation. Don't interrupt or jump in with your own experiences. Let them share their story without any roadblocks. Show understanding. In other words, nodding, maintaining eye contact, and using phrases like, "I see," or "go on," show the speaker you're engaged. It signals that you're not just physically present, but mentally invested. Indulge in retrospection. Summarize what you've heard in your own words. This not only ensures you've understood correctly, but also gives the speaker a chance to clarify if needed. This approach will show you're a committed listener, and people will find it easier to open up to you. Remember, knowing how to talk to anyone begins with listening. After all, isn't it easier to have a conversation with someone who genuinely cares about what you have to say? Next up, let us learn about empathy. Number 3, show empathy and understanding. The third step to mastering how to talk to anyone is all about empathy and understanding. The power of empathy in conversation cannot be overstated. When you show that you understand and share the feelings of another, you create a shared bond that breaks barriers and builds trust. Here's how to show empathy and understanding in your conversations. Validate their feelings. Instead of immediately offering solutions, acknowledge their emotions. Phrases like, "That sounds tough," or "I can see why you're upset," can make the other person feel heard and understood. Put yourself in their shoes. Try to imagine how the other person is feeling. What would you want someone to say or do if you were in their position? Avoid judgment. When someone shares something personal, they're showing vulnerability. Make sure to respect that by not passing judgment or making dismissive comments. Express understanding. Use phrases like, "I understand where you're coming from," to show that you're really listening and empathizing with their situation. Incorporating empathy into your conversations is a game changer. It's a crucial part of learning how to engage in fruitful conversations. Remember, communication is more than just words. It's about connecting on a deeper level. When you show empathy and understanding, you're not just talking, You're bonding. Moving on. Let us learn the importance of being present in the conversation. Number 4. Stay present in the conversation. The next milestone on the journey to mastering how to talk to anyone is about being present in the conversation. Staying present might seem obvious, but many of us often find our minds wandering during a chat. Here are some ways to stay focused and engaged. Minimize distractions. This could be as simple as putting your phone on silent or choosing a quiet place for your conversation. The fewer distractions, the easier it is to stay focused. Active engagement. Engage with what the other person is saying, nodding in agreement, responding with short affirmations like "I see" or "interesting," and maintaining eye contact. By showing that you're attentive, you'll encourage the other person to share more. Mindful listening. This is about more than just hearing the words that are said. Try to tune into the emotions behind the words. What is the person really trying to communicate? Staying present is a core part of the Stoic philosophy and a key component in our about how to talk to anyone. It's about showing respect for the person you're conversing with and truly understanding their point of view. It's also about being true to yourself and expressing your thoughts and feelings honestly. Remember, genuine conversations can only happen in the present moment, so stay in it, and you'll discover a whole new depth to your interactions. Number 5. Embrace discomfort. Now, this might seem counterintuitive, but embracing discomfort is actually another pillar of our guide on how to talk to anyone. This is not about seeking out uncomfortable situations for the sake of it. Rather, it's about acknowledging that discomfort is a part of life and, more importantly, a part of personal growth. Get out of your comfort zone. Start with small steps. Strike up a conversation with a stranger at a coffee shop or express an unpopular opinion in a group discussion. It might feel strange at first, but it's a step towards becoming more comfortable with discomfort. Acceptance. Recognize that feeling uncomfortable does not mean you're doing something wrong. Often it's a sign that you're pushing your boundaries and learning new things. Embrace these feelings, and they will lose their power over you. Practice. 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 The more often you step out of your comfort zone, the easier it will become. It's like building a muscle. The more you train, the stronger you get. Embracing discomfort can unlock new levels of conversation confidence. It's about accepting that not all conversations will be easy or comfortable, but that's no reason to shy away from them. On the contrary, these are the conversations that often lead to the most personal growth. So, while it may be challenging, it's definitely a worthwhile pursuit on your journey to master conversations. Being judgmental is one of the biggest red flags. Learn how to tackle it in the next lesson. Number 6. Practice non-judgmental responses. Next up on our list is practicing non-judgmental responses is a key aspect of effective communication. By creating a safe space for open dialogue, you invite deeper, more meaningful conversations. Listen without prejudice. When engaging in conversation, strive to listen without forming immediate opinions. Understanding comes from active listening, not from passing judgment. Respond with curiosity, not criticism. Instead of expressing disagreement or disapproval outright, try asking clarifying questions. This not only shows respect for the other person's viewpoint, but also promotes open-mindedness in the conversation. Acknowledge your biases. We all have biases. Recognizing them is the first step towards minimizing their impact on our conversations. Empathize. Put yourself in the other person's shoes. This can help you respond with understanding, even when you don't necessarily agree. By practicing non-judgmental responses, you foster an environment of trust and empathy, which can significantly enhance the quality of your conversations. Remember, the goal is not to win an argument, but to understand and be understood. As such, being non-judgmental plays a crucial role in learning how to talk to anyone. Ever heard of Socratic Method? No? Don't worry, we have lined it up next in the list. Number 7. Use the Socratic Method. Our learnings about how to talk to anyone continues with the Socratic Method. named after the ancient Greek philosopher Socrates. This technique is about asking thoughtful questions to stimulate critical thinking and illuminate ideas. Spark insight. Instead of directly sharing your thoughts, why not prompt your conversation partner to come up with their own? For example, if discussing a recent book, ask, how do you think the protagonist's actions reflected the author's worldview? Promote understanding. Socratic questions can help uncover any misconceptions or misunderstandings, either in your conversation partner's mind or your own. A question like, can you explain why you believe that? Can reveal the reasoning behind someone's statement, leading to a clearer understanding for both parties. Encourage reflection. The Socratic Method isn't just about understanding others, it's also about self-reflection. Asking yourself questions like, why do I feel this way, can provide personal insights and lead to more honest, authentic conversations. Always remember that the Socratic Method is a powerful tool. It's not just about questioning others, but also about questioning yourself and your own beliefs. This technique helps build mutual understanding, encourages self-reflection, and leads to deeper, more meaningful discussions. Stay tuned for powerful insights. Number 8. Use clear, concise language. Next up on our journey is mastering the art of clarity. When it comes to effective communication, less is often more. The aim is to get your point across without confusing your listener or causing information overload. Here's how you can do it. Unless you're certain the other person understands industry-specific terms, steer clear of them. Using simple language is not about dumbing down your message. It's about making sure it's received. Vague language can lead to misunderstandings. Try to be as precise as you can. For example, instead of saying, let's meet soon, suggest a specific time and place. In other words, be specific. Long-winded explanations can muddy your message. Aim to keep your sentences concise and to the point. If you can say it in fewer words, do it. Keep it short. Sometimes, the best way to clarify a point is to illustrate it using examples. Real-life examples or hypothetical scenarios can make your message more relatable and easier to grasp. Remember, clear and concise language is your ticket to better understanding. It can turn a confusing conversation into a productive one. So, in your quest to discover the art of conversation, don't forget the power of simplicity. Number 9. Give and receive feedback constructively. Let's keep the ball rolling on our journey of how to strike a conversation with anyone. This one might sound tricky, but don't worry, it's easier than you think. Giving feedback is a fundamental part of communication. It helps people to understand each other's perspectives and improve. But remember, the key word here is constructive. Bluntly telling someone they did something wrong isn't going to make for a productive conversation. Here's a couple of tips to give constructive feedback. Start with something positive. For instance, I really liked how you handled that situation, but I think there's room for improvement in. Use I statements to express your feelings, such as, I felt that, instead of, you did. Receiving feedback is equally important in a conversation. It's an opportunity to learn and grow. Don't be defensive. Listen carefully, and thank the person for their input. It shows respect and willingness to consider their viewpoint. Mastering the art of giving and receiving feedback constructively is a powerful tool in your effective conversation toolkit. It takes practice, but once you've got the hang of it, you'll notice a significant improvement in your conversations. Thanks for watching the video. We hope these tips help you feel more confident and connect better with people around you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to Stoic Vogue for more insights on improving your communication skills and personal growth. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Until next time, keep practicing and keep connecting.